Alright, YouTube, what's going on? We are looking at a new Kershaw. This is the Kershaw Concierge Sinkevich design. Winner of a award or two at Blade Show, or was it SHOT Show? One of the shows. It was an award-winning knife, and so since that happened, I was very interested in checking it out. And it came out just like a few days ago. Trying to find that awards. Can't remember what it was. SHOT Show. Alright. The everyday carrier recognized this upcoming Kershaw as the best knife at the Las Vegas event. So this was rated the best knife at the SHOT Show 2018. Pretty interesting. It's a budget knife. But it's a fantastic design. So let's go ahead and go over some of the basic specs and stuff first, then we'll get into the nitty-gritty of it. So you're looking at a 3.25 inch blade of 8CR13 MOV steel. You have overall length of 7.25. Your blade thickness is 0.11. Pretty thin blade stock. Drop point hollow ground with titanium nitride gray finish. You have a 4.25 inch handle with a thickness of 0.55. Weights of 4.3 ounces. Now, doesn't feel that thick in the hand. We're gonna do our own specs here. Yeah, I have just a ½ inch, so I don't know where they're getting 0.55. I have just a hair over a ½ inch. See that blade stock too? Yeah, just barely 0.10, honestly. So it's got pretty thin blade stock as well, which is great. Weight is definitely there. You can feel that 4.3 ounces in this knife, and that's one qualm I have, which I'll get to later. But let's do some size comparisons with some other Kershaws. This is the Natrix carbon fiber. So it's roughly the same size, a little bit longer in the handle of that one. And then the other Sinkevich designed Atmos, which I really like. I think these are some of the better budget knives Kershaw's put out in years. And then the Tangram Progression is a very similar knife. Almost the same size. Very close. We're going to compare that Tangram actually to this Kershaw here in a minute. A little bit more detail. But so there's some size comparisons for you. So, KVT flipper. This is not speed safe. This is one of their, I think their 4th or 5th models now that has the KVT on it. And let's just get right into what makes this knife unique. Is this right here. This is what Sinkevich called the inset, or they called the inset pocket clip design. And what's unique about it is pretty much what they're trying to do is eliminate the hot spot of a pocket clip. Pocket clips can definitely cause hot spots. As flat as we try to make them, you're still gonna feel it. And a lot of knives don't do that. Let's take a deep carry clip, for example. People love deep carry clips, right? But a lot of times on a lot of knives, you're going to feel that. I mean, look at that, how that clip goes like this, points up. You're going to feel that in your hand. Now, it's not uncomfortable in the Atmos at all. I barely feel it, but on some knives it definitely is an issue. And so this is one of them right here, the Tangram Amarillo. So it's got a deep carry clip, and it's a really small handle, and so you feel that clip right in the heel of your hand, and it just causes a hot spot. So the idea behind it is make it flush with the handle. Look, you can see that it's pretty much flush minus that little bit sticking up by basically cutting out the G10 here and making an inset. Now, I know a lot of people are like, well, that's not going to work because it's going to catch. It's be really difficult to get on your pants. I'm going to tell you right now, it works great. It does not catch on anything. I've been carrying it for a few days now, and look how easy it is to get on. Boop. No big deal at all. Doesn't take hardly any extra effort. It's not deep carry, but it's pretty deep. You got a little bit of knife, but it slides in and out of your pocket. It works well. It's not going to be as easy to use as a typical pocket clip. It's going to just slide around, but I never found it being hard at all, especially on denim, on my pants I wear for work, which is a lighter fabric, almost like a golf pant fabric, if you know what I'm talking about. It works great. Slides right in and out. So the pocket clip is very secure as well because of that inset clip design, but it's not hard to get on off the pants, and it sits flush on the handle. I think it's actually a pretty ingenious thing, because there's literally, it feels like you just have a knife with no pocket clip, which has always been, you know, no hot spots. Now, nope, you have the pocket clip there. It's inset into the handle. I think it's a genius idea. Okay, so that's the main like attraction, I guess, to this knife. The main like, you know, kind of innovation on this knife. Otherwise, it's just a nice. It's got really nice G10 scales. I'll tell you that right now. The finishing on the G10 is really, really well done. Looks like a lot higher end than a $40 knife, $38 knife, whatever. You have the nitride coated pivot, clip. The stainless liners are nitride coated. You have a G10 backspacer, and it is on KVT. It does have a great flipping action. It's a very smooth knife. The example, I looked at 3 of these at Blade Ops, and this was the best. It had the best centering. One of the big issues you're going to find with Kershaw, though, on these knives is, and I've had to fix, and I didn't even fix it all the way, like on the Atmos, I had to fix this like heel right here on the edge of the edge, the end of the edge. It kind of sticks down a little bit, and I need to fix it even more. When I sharpened it, I tried to fix it. I had the same issue. Yep, you can see it on the, what do you call this guy? Natrix. It does the same exact thing, and the tip was a little wonky, so I had to fix those things, and this one actually didn't have any of those issues. So I was able to handle them. So my first point of advice, if you're going to buy one of these Kershaws, the Natrix, the Atmos, any of these, is go to a shop where you can actually handle a few of them and see which one's best. I had to pick out of 3. This one had pretty much perfect centering. It had no issues with the blade grinds. They're very, very pretty much even. Sharp. The bevels, excuse me, are very even, and it was sharp. And I thought, you know what, this is the one. It's $40, $38. So the quality control is a little off when it comes to sharpening the knives. That's something that you don't really see in some other budget brands. For example, I've owned many Tangram knives, and all of the bevels have come very, very even and nice, and the grinds are even, and the centering's always on, and you know it's a similar size. I mean, I think they're the same price. They're right around the same price, if not. The Tangram may even be less. So something to consider there when you're looking at the Kershaws is that they're definitely coming out with better designs, and I love some of these designs. The Sinkevich designs, especially the new Natrix KVT. I love that they're going that route. They just need to tighten up their quality control on their Chinese overproduced knives, because it's some of these grinds and some of these bevels on these knives have been so wonky, and I'm just like, I don't get it. Oh, here's another Tangram that had perfectly even bevels. Grinds were good, centering was good. You know, just hard to beat Tangram in a budget knife if you want quality control, because they're going to be dialed in every time. Can't say the same for Kershaw, unfortunately. I love the direction the company's heading again. I love these KVT flippers. Now the steel is going to be a turn off for a lot of people. If it is, you know, watch my video that I did on the Atmos cut test with the polished 13 or 15 degree edge. Cedric Caneda's done some where he's, you know, kind of unleashed the steel, he calls it, and it performed pretty dang well. I mean, you're going to get 140, 150 cuts out of HCR13, which, you know, is quite a bit of cutting. I would say for most people's typical EDC, it's going to be sufficient. You're not going to have to sharpen your knife very often. And not many of us are going to sit down and cut Sisal rope 150 times. It's just not realistic, but maybe some people do. But, you know, for the most part, most of us aren't like that. So that's, you know, don't get too turned off by that steel. It can actually, factory edge is not going to do too well. You're going to have to change the, you know, it likes a different angle, maybe, you know, like a 15, 14, 13 degree angle on it. And, you know, a nice polished edge is going to help quite a bit with the edge retention. So, other than that, I really like the knife. It has very good ergonomics. It's got, you know, feels fantastic in the hand. One of the better knives I've held in the hand. Just feels very good. The flipping action's great. It's a fun knife to fidget with for sure. Like I said, the G10's fantastic. It could be definitely be lighter. Let me see real quick. It's not overly heavy. You know, it's not over 5 ounces for a smaller knife. I mean, the Tangram is 4 ounces. This one is, I think, 4.5. Oh, that's not right. saying it's 4 also, but where's the freaking scale? This scale is garbage. I need to get my bigger one back out. This can't be the same weight. There's no way it feels heavier. Yeah, I was getting 4.3. I don't know what's going on with this, why it just keeps pulling 4.0. And it's pulling 3.9 on that. Maybe I'm not an even. I can't get it to the weigh more than 4 ounces. Anyway, it's supposed to be 4.3. So there is a weight difference. The Tangram is actually a little lighter. I don't know what's going on with this wonky scale because it's not getting an accurate reading. All of the specs on like Kershaw's site, Blade HQ and stuff all say this weighs about 4.3, 4.4 ounces. It's still pulling 4. How funny. Maybe I did something to lighten it up. Anyway, but that's one qualm I have is this. I think the progression is a little bit bigger knife even. It's definitely a little bit longer in the handle, right? And so it's a little bit larger and it's a little bit thicker as well. But it weighs less. And why is that? Well, every one of the Tangram knives I've had, they skeletonized the liners. This one has some skeletonized liners here on the lock side. Oh, not a lot, like 3 cutout holes, but enough to lighten up the knife, right? The Concierge does not have any of those. It's just straight stainless steel. And I think, man, it's not that difficult to do that, to lighten up the knife a little bit. You know, it's not that much more machining. This guy has it on it too. All of the Tangram knives I've had have had skeletonized liners, which I think this knife should be a little bit lighter, you know, than it is. At least, you know, right under 4 ounces would be perfect. And they could do that by just skeletonizing those liners a little bit. That's a nitpicky thing, not a big deal. Not going to affect the performance of the knife, but, you know, if you're EDCing it and you don't want to carry, you know, a knife over a certain weight or something, that might be a deciding factor for you. But anyway, guys, I'm rambling a little bit. I like the Concierge. I think it's a great Kershaw design, or Sinkevich design, done well by Kershaw. I would love to see this in a premium ZT, though, because I think the pocket clip idea is fantastic. It works really well. You know, they're bringing out a premium version of the Atmos, which is coming out later this fall, 4th core, I believe, and I'm going to get that one for sure, the ZT. So I'd love to see them do this Sinkevich design in more premium materials. I would love it. So, but you know, if we don't get it, it's still a good knife for 40 bucks. It's, you know, that the steel can perform decently for you. If you have any kind of sharpening skills, you can sharpen the knife up in no time at all and it'll be ready to go. So I think it's definitely worth the 38 bucks they're asking for it. Alright guys, thanks for watching and we'll see you on the next video.